Chastity. So what I did was I did a full spread on the picture that you sent. And I'm just going to kind of go ahead and tell it as a story. And hopefully you can get some guidance from it. I did try to pull from and see if I got a message from your grandmother or your spirit guide. So I did pull an extra couple cards for that. So like I said, I'm going to try to read it as a story, and then if you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask me in Messenger. Alright, so you have the Eight of Pentacles as your major card, and it's with the Queen of Cups here, for the relationship, for what you asked. You know, the Eight of Pentacles is all about putting in the work. You know, working extra hard and staying on that subject until it's completely done. You know, I want to ask if he is that way, where he wants to start something, he has to finish it. I don't want to say OCD, because I can't stand labels, but if he's that way, you know, where he's the only one that can do it, and if he doesn't do it, then it's not going to get done right, kind of thing. I do sense fear in his eyes. It's almost like, you know, I'm just kind of getting from the picture. I kind of read the picture as well, that he may not feel that he's up to par, or he's not ready in a sense. So that may be a few excuses. But I do feel that he is very timid in a way, but he can switch over very quickly with his personality. Now, I'll try to go into more of that while I'm reading. You know, I feel that he is very empathetic as well. Very in touch with his healing side. I feel like he's done a lot of self-care, a lot of soul searching, and he's done a lot of mirror working, I feel. Mirror working is when you basically, you know, figure out what you're doing wrong in certain situations, and you try to fix you instead of worrying about other people and what they can fix. You know, we always have to work on ourselves first, and then we start working on other people, because we're the only people that can change us in a way, you know. So I do feel that he's been doing some healing, and, you know, I feel he's very empathetic. He has high intuition as well. Maybe that's why you're drawn to him. I want to ask if he's basically said he has gifts as well. But I feel that he taps more into his feminine side, which makes sense with your spirit animal. I'll get to that, what I'm getting for that at the end of the reading. You know, he kind of pulls back when it comes to making a decision. He doesn't have to rush to make a decision. I know that kind of counteracts with the OCD kind of getting things done his way, or the highway kind of thing. But when it comes to major things, I think he just kind of pulls back a little bit. He doesn't want the past to relive itself. He doesn't want to relive history in a way. You know, he keeps a lot in. And, you know, if he's going to go into a relationship, he does. He keeps a lot in. It's like every day you'll find out something different about him, I feel. No matter how long you've known him. Like, you're going to find out different things, you know. He believes in karma. He believes what comes around goes around. What you put out in the universe, you're going to get back, kind of thing. He's very trustworthy. He truly is. I feel that he wants to travel, though. It's like, I feel he has like a couple favorite spots that he's been dying to like go to, and possibly even have like a vacation home or a hippie commune, or, you know, just pop up a camper and just chill out for a day or two, or, you know, a couple days, almost like a stay vacation kind of thing. But, you know, there's that self-worth with him. I feel he does that. He did do that self-healing, but he still feels that things are out of his reach a little bit, like he's not good enough in a way, or, you know, it's almost like he feels like it's just too much, too far reach for him in a way with you. So I would suggest meeting him in person and getting to know him slowly. Like I said, it's gonna, you have to put some time into this relationship. It's not going to go anywhere very quickly. So if you have any high hopes of things moving along very fast, or, you know, head over heels kind of thing, I think it's going to be more of a slow retreat. Go on a couple trips together, and see where it comes from that, you know, because in the past I feel that he kept a lot in, and he only like talked about certain things with only certain people. He didn't like telling a lot of people his business. He didn't like a lot of people getting involved in his situations, I feel, because that brought negativity and that brought a lot of fear. I feel like he went through some things in the past, but that's about him. I would have to, you know, but it's not about the past anymore. He just doesn't want the past to come back. So I do feel a trip with him for some reason. Or you guys. Now he wants whomever he's going to be with, if he's going to be with you, which I see here, you know, doing your reading as a couple, he's going to want you to be stable and secure. He's going to want you to be happy and take care of yourself. Basically keep the home right and him do what he needs to do. You know, I feel like he definitely wants you to make the first move. That you two don't have a lot in common. That you may be cut from a different cloth, but I do see you two coming together as one here. Like I said, don't get too wrapped up in each other. I know it won't happen quickly, but once it does, you know, I just try to tell people, don't lose yourself in the relationship. Stay who you are no matter what. If they want you to stay home and not work, is that something that you truly want to do before you get into something like that? Is kind of what I'm getting here, you know. You know, he wants new beginnings. He's definitely ready. There's just a fear there with him. He's not going to want you to be very successful. If you're looking for a career or going to school, he's going to be intimidated by that, I feel. I mean, I could be wrong, let me know. But I'm just kind of getting that. He does not want you to be stubborn in the relationship. And I'm saying this is like down the road, once you guys are together. He's going to want you more to be at home, you know. Sorry, I'm still looking here. He definitely is still holding on to something. Now, that could be his fear from the past. It could be the negativity from his past. But, you know, that's something that he's going to work out on his own. But he's going to look at the relationship as temporary, if that makes sense. That's why I say take it slow with him. You know, the Hierophant and the Temperance. He's very old school. Very old school and set in his ways. And I feel you're more thinking out of the box. More la-ti-da, let's do it this way, it's all good, casual kind of situation, go with the flow, you know. I feel that together, you guys would really make a good pair here. You're just going to have some patience with him, be more of like a hippie kind of thing with him, you know. Take him dancing or something to that point, you know. I feel together as a team, you guys would be able to move forward, you know. As long as there's closure, though, from past relationships. You know, he's a wisher. He wants a lot of things in his life. He does not want to be sorry. He does not want to be I don't want to say his father, because I just feel he doesn't want to be that arrogant, narcissist asshole. He is more laid back. I don't think he would say anything rude to hurt people's feelings. He doesn't want a very passionate sexual woman. He doesn't, for something about his family here. He doesn't like the new way that women are, if that makes sense. That's kind of what I'm getting. Like, you know, in the old days, like, the men were real stern and they did everything and they were like total jerks, and the women were like running around and, you know, sexy dressing. I'm not talking about like back in the day. I'm talking like in the 60s, and they're all, you know, having threesomes. And I just think he does not like looking at women that way. That's why I think he feels the woman should be at home, tending to his needs, tending to the family's needs, and taking care of herself, and not trying to be in front of him, if that makes sense. Like, he doesn't want the woman to put him in the background, you know. I feel if that happens, then he will act out and then not let anybody in, and not talk to anybody again. I think he goes into some kind of like I'm trying to think of the words here. Self-isolation or something. When something happens, some kind of trigger there. There's some kind of trigger there. So I'll ask you about that. You can let me know in Messenger. But I do see something happening here with you guys. 7 months maybe, I'd give it. Yeah, about 7 months from now for him. Spirit. I pulled 3 cards for Spirit for you. You know, to make sure that you're happy and the person you're with is completely open and can talk to you about anything. And constantly, I don't want to say constantly, I want to just say at least once in a while that they try to woo you and make you feel good, almost like chase you a little bit. You know, make you feel like you're that person, you know, that they want in their lives, and make it known, you know. To know that you're moving forward and you're healing. It's just, you know, make sure you're just not bringing situations or people from the past or now with you into the future. That is going to pull you back slowly. To know that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. No matter how dark it is, the sun always comes out from behind the clouds here. And that you have so many choices, you know, and to not get overwhelmed. Pull back, make a priority list of what's important, what you need to focus on, so you can work on your spirituality and your self-health, you know, and your self-worth. Because when we get too occupied with so many things, you know, I got an idea, you know, boom, it's in your head now. Now you got 5 ideas going, you know, and then next thing you know, you haven't done the dishes, you haven't, you know, washed your hair, or done things that you want to do or need to do, you know. To pull back and make a priority list of the things that are really necessary at this time. You know, any ideas that are flowing, you know, put them on the back burner, write them down for later, but put them on another page. You know what I'm saying? grandmother didn't really come through. I usually do that with a medium read. I can't promise it. I usually tell someone to send a picture, and then I'll say yes or no, I can connect or not. So, I felt your spirit guide was actually an animal. And for some reason, I was getting a fish. And then I kind of thought about it some more, and I'm like, okay, a seahorse. You know? I know that sounds weird. Spirit animals come and go as we move and as we grow and change, So the spirit guides, let's see, the seahorse. The seahorse, she teaches balance and parenting, okay? She gets in touch with her masculine side because the seahorse carries the eggs for the female, So that kind of makes sense with what you're going through. I mean, they're the keepers of the history. So there's things about the history that in your past that you will never forget. It's almost like you're going to learn from it, and it teaches you in the future that if you're going to go through something similar, not similar, but just as chaotic or difficult, that you're going to go through it with more ease, if that makes sense. I mean, the seahorse can look in different directions, like, how, our moms used to tell us, we got the eyes in the back of their heads there. And, the seahorse represents protection and awareness, So, to know that you're protected. I'm so happy to hear that you're into spirituality. That is so awesome. I love, just laying around and, shielding, meditating, all that fun stuff. Creating bracelets and much more. So let me know if you have any questions, and if you can clarify a couple things, the trigger up there for him and the past there. But I do see a move here or a travel, some kind of trip travel, but that's as a relationship with you too. All right, so let me know, and I'll see you in Messenger. And thank you so much for your donation. Have a good night. Bye.